Hello, my name is Mirka Leino and I come from Satakunta University of Applied Sciences from the west coast of Finland. I work here as a principal lecturer and head of automation research team. On this video, we are going to take a look on 3D modeling, what it is and where is it used.
Okay, let's start. These learning videos concerning 3D modeling and 3D printing are made for school teachers in order to help them to teach basics of these innovative technologies. These videos are produced in Erasmus Plus funded 3DPRINT DnB project. Before we start learning 3D modeling, let's go through a little bit of what 3D modeling really is and what it's used for. In short, 3D modeling is a three-dimensional design done by a computer. Back in the 1970s, all design was done entirely on paper. In particular, the use of AutoCAD software, which specializes in 3D modeling of all kinds of technology, became more common in 1990s. Initially, such design programs aimed to mimic a drawing board so that the final result were very similar to those when drawing on a drawing board. Today, 3D modeling is done with dozens and maybe hundreds of different programs. Everyone has their own main uses. 3D models made with these programs can be all kinds of machines and devices. Hardly any machine or device is made of multiple pieces anymore without first being 3D modeled. Many everyday objects are made in such a way that they are first made into 3D models. For example, kitchen design can be done online so that you can get a direct list of the parts you need to order. And you can see in a 3D world what a finished kitchen looks like. Artists have also begun to use 3D modeling when they want to make even more complex and multi-dimensional works of art. So why would we want to use 3D modeling? In working life, when designing new goods or products, like here, even a new car, it is really important to first make all kinds of versions of the car quickly and then compare their pros and cons. When you see a 3D model from different directions, you can figure out what to edit and develop next. Here's a great way to be able to design a car in exactly 3 dimensions on a computer screen, as it really should be, and then try out all sorts of fun and useful things on it. When you don't always have to build a prototype at different stages of design before you can plan the next stages, you save a lot of money and time. 3D modeling can also ensure that the designed parts fit together and that the structures are such that the car does not disintegrate immediately, even when driving into a pit. 3D models are also useful in market sense. It's great to have a pretty good-looking image of the car in ads long before any such new car type is made. On the other hand, when planning to build a car, It's good to be able to plan with real precision according to the right shapes of the car, how to manufacture and build it. With 3D modeling, these different tasks affect your brain and thinking in the right way, making planning easier and especially more meaningful. When you see something on your computer screen or in 3D, you find it easier to understand and figure out what else needs to be done for it to become a truly functional product. Then, when you are there on the design desk, that is on a computer that uses some 3D modeling software, you can look at that product or even the whole house in small details before any real or even any prototype is made. Do you know what a prototype is? Well, it's a kind of quick and simple built version of a product where not all the stuff may work yet, but it already looks like the right product. At least making a house prototype can already be really expensive, so it's not usually done. But the 3D model of the house is examined and modified in the 3D modeling program very carefully before anything is made or even building materials are ordered. The good thing about 3D model is that it can be turned and twisted into positions where the right product could never be, and then it is much easier to observe its shapes. Different colors and surfaces can also be made for the 3D model. And even the color of the house can be decided on the basis of it, as in this example image here. Would you prefer a red house with a brown roof or a blue house with a brick orange roof? The product can also be made into an animation, for example, which can be distributed to the customer without the actual model being passed on. This video here shows an example of such a specially shaped 3D modeled table, whose surface materials and colors can be compared. All of this is usually ready before any table is made. Let's see the video. Here you can see the different colors and then the surface materials. And then the white color is chosen and there was the finished table. I'm sure that everyone has played different cell phone or computer games or games on different game consoles like PlayStation or Xbox. Such games are made by 3D modeling all the different characters and environments in which you play or move in the game. With 3D modeling, you can do just about any environment, anything you can imagine. Then the game world becomes a real feel environment that the player can jump into. By the way, have you played Minecraft? I think you have, or at least you have seen when someone is playing it. In Minecraft, however, the player creates no matter how complex and multidimensional structures using cubes in that three-dimensional world. In Minecraft, the three-dimensionality has been made even exaggeratedly angular, which makes it just a Minecraft thing. The entertainment world today also bases much of what it does on 3D modeling. For example, there is always really a lot of work on 3D modeling behind modern animated films. All the characters in the movies and the environments in which they move need to be modeled. When a film is then made in a format that can be shown as a video, each image must be rendered. In other words, each image in the video is made one by one so that the angle of view is correct. Invented lighting such as even sunlight hitting the characters correctly, etc. One common and good example of making an animation movie is Toy Story 4. In Toy Story 4, which features really cool and complex 3D environments and characters, it took from 60 to 160 hours to render a single image. With 24 different images in each second and a movie lasting an hour and 17 minutes, this meant that there were a total of 114,240 images to be rendered. 117 computers were used to render them, spinning day and night. 3D modeled characters can also be brought animated into a real cast movie. One good example of this is The Life of Pi. Have you seen it? It's a film that tells the incredible survival story of a Bengal tiger named Pi and an Indian boy at the mercy of the sea. In the film, the tiger and its movements are made so that the 3D modeled tiger is brought into the film animated after filming. That image there shows what kind of a blue character has been in place of the tiger in filming. And then a 3D modeled animated tiger is placed in the place of the blue character in each image. 3D modeling has also been used to advertise various products for a long time. When a product is 3D modeled, it can be taken to any invented environment, such as a Nike sneaker there, or modeling any effects around it, like in that Pepsi ad. Often, an ad made by modeling makes it more spectacular, but it is also an easier and cheaper way to make an ad. The product can be advertised using a 3D model in exactly the light and environment where it is most spectacular. Sometimes a 3D model of a product can also be viewed interactively by rotating and flipping, for example, on the product's website. Virtual worlds. They are just today's hits. Have you already been able to try virtual glasses and explore some exciting places with them? You can travel in the virtual world anytime. Corona or other dangers associated with normal tourism should not come as a surprise. On the other hand, the virtual world can be modeled in 3D. Even the long destroyed Inca city, which can then be walked on by using VR glasses. 3D modeled environments for virtual worlds are also increasingly being used to learn new things. In that picture, the student has gone with virtual glasses to a world where she can get to know the human internal organs and study their shape and, for example, where the blood vessels live, etc. VR games have grown in popularity all the time. Have you even tried to fly in the mountains or sit on a roller coaster that rides under the dragon? On the other hand, in games and other VR worlds, you can even try to get out of the high place scare by peeking at the city below the rooftop of a 3D modeled skyscraper. However, none of this would be possible without 3D modeling. 3D modeling can be done with very different levels of software. We are practicing the use of Tinkercad in these videos. It is a really good program for us who want to make all kinds of nice and useful things for our own use and even for 3D printing. Real professionals who design, for example, cars or some engine parts, they use software with much more different possibilities, like CAD software or SolidWorks. They can be used to make really extensive modeling, and the models can be used, for example, to make great exploded views, which show how the parts fit together, as shown in this picture. Here the parts are apart, and here they are together, so we can see how they fit together. SketchUp is also a very extensive 3D modeling program, of which at least the Make version can still be used for our own purpose for free. So let's learn how to model with Tinkercad now, because it's a completely free program that doesn't need to be installed on your own computer, but it is used with an internet browser like any other website. Basically, 3D modeling is a really simple hassle. You just virtually extrude the material and then cut off extra parts from it. The rim of the car tire shown here is basically made so that first a rim-wide cylindrical tube is extruded, and then they have started to cut first the shape into which the tire enters, and then all the patterns visible from the outside of the car. This was a brief look at where 3D modeling can be used. Hopefully everyone got a feeling that only the imagination can be the limit to everything we can design. After learning how to 3D model in the following videos, we'll take a look at how the modeled pieces can be printed at home or at school.